Small talk, I like cash talk. Lady diamonds hitting, turn the flash off. I'm like Wayne Dixie, I get bags off. Baby got a pretty face, slim waist, ass off. I'ma get my own sack.
Now, I knew I couldn't trust her, but obviously, what did I say in one of them videos? I'm a woman, I'm a pride. I'm gonna do something so I can know if I can get truth out of you to see what type of person you really are. So, in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, she really just want me to start fucking with him, but I'm about to make it seem like y'all can be cool and y'all can just, you know, finesse the situation with him. I'm gonna say anything just to see if she gonna run it back to him, which obviously she was gonna run it back to him because she's a pick-me. She wanted him to be like, oh, that's what she said. I'm never fucking with her again. I just thought about the first thing. I was just like, when she said, oh, you can find better. I was like, girl, I'm not worried about him. Like, I already got somebody that's trying to be a stepdaddy. There was nobody around. Anybody could tell you I was too busy being pregnant. I would never be pregnant and be dealing with the next man. That's dirty. So, of course, he came back and was like, oh, she said, da-da-da-da. Moving along, back by VD. To, like, take him without me. Now, mind you, I didn't see him bond with him in front of me or anything. And from what type of energy I was getting from him before he came, something was just telling me, like, don't do it. Like, I feel like he's going to take your baby and have him, you know, Nasir obviously can't talk. He a newborn. He's going to have him somewhere in a place that he's not supposed to be. And I would never know. I would just tell him, like, I haven't seen you bond in front of him. I'm not really comfortable with you taking him. You don't really seem like you're interested in bonding, co-parenting properly. You're not interested in any of that. So, no. Some of this stuff is very hard to even, like, re-word or, like, relive. Because it was like, damn, like, this man is really this fucking spawn of Satan. I'm thinking back to certain things he said or how he reacted to something. And I was just like, wow. Like, there was a time where I was pregnant. I was on the phone. I was crying, like, why don't you come help me? Or why don't you do this? This man had me on speaker while he's playing the game with his little nephew, laughing at me while I'm crying. And then wonder why I don't like him. And then wonder why I don't trust him with my son. And then it's a whole bunch of wonders. I told him one time, like, you know, and I'm going to actually find this conversation because I don't give a damn. Like, nobody's ever going to lie on me. I don't give a I was just like, you know, I don't feel comfortable with you taking him because da-da-da-da. This motherfucker was like, oh, well, keep the little nigga there. What? Nasir didn't start spending the night at his house until Nasir was probably like 4, I think. When I tell you I was petrified. Nasir didn't sleep at my dad's house, in my mom's house, my sister's house, niece's house. I've never been as scared, uncomfortable, uneasy, can't sleep, mind wandering, mind racing at his own dad's house. Anybody else's house, I don't feel like that. I could be gone for days and I wouldn't feel like he's in immediate danger. I swear to goodness. It was about a year ago. There was something going on with Nasir at daycare. I think somebody did something to him at the daycare, but Nasir was too young. He couldn't tell me what was going on. I tried to change his daycares. He just couldn't cope with being in a daycare anymore at that time. So I said, you know what, I still have to work. Let dad take care of the responsibility. So I said, you know, let him chill for a little bit, but we have to look for different daycare. So I'm telling him, like, you know, please look for a different daycare. At least if you find a daycare, call them and set up a walkthrough so we can walk through and then we can get him back in the daycare. I leave Nasir with his dad for the summer. I'm telling myself, like, let him be a dad. You know what I'm saying? Let me ease up. Let him be a dad. Nasir got a dentist appointment. He keep missing the dentist appointment. I'm like, you have to take him to the dentist. Like, what is going on? Nasir was with him for about 6 weeks, y'all. 6 weeks. And I think I'm stretching it. I take him to the dentist. Why these people tell me he got a cavity starting in his teeth? Anytime I took Nasir to the dentist, then people say, oh my God, Mom, you're doing such a superb job. Like, you're doing an amazing job. Like, his teeth look so amazing. He don't have no plaque. He don't have nothing. As soon as I leave him with Daddy, now he got a cavity. So now we got to get some black stuff that goes in and, like, eats the cavity so it doesn't grow anymore and it goes away. One day I come here and I'm just like, did you find a daycare? Because at this point I'm getting irritated because he cannot ride around with you all day. He needs to be in a preschool setting. Like, he needs to be ready for kindergarten. I let him stay back in pre-K because he was not ready. Okay, y'all, so please forgive me. Like, when I'm talking in these videos, I'm talking a little too fast because, like, my brain is moving. My brain just be moving a little too fast when I'm talking or whatever. So basically, when I did the footwork and was like, okay, cool, I want him to go to this program. I actually used to work there. So I knew that they had preschool and I knew that they had kindergarten, but I didn't know it was MCPS approved. So by the time he got to the daycare, they were saying his age range was going to be in the preschool class. So I'm like, okay, cool. By the time he did get enrolled, it was already like 3 months into school. So I just was like, I made the decision when it was time to go over to the kindergarten class to keep him back. If y'all don't know this, or if you're not aware, if you push your child to a setting where he's not mentally or physically ready for, they're gonna have signs of behavior issues, but they're getting frustrated because they can't keep up with what's going on because they're not ready to be in that setting. So being as though I worked in child development before, and I know that for a fact, like I've seen it firsthand, I was not about to put my child in a situation where, he was just going to be frustrated the whole time and feeling like he can't do something because it will cause him emotional stress and some more stuff, which he already had emotional stress from kindercare in Germantown. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. This man did not apply his parenting and do what I say do. So I'm like, did you look for some daycares? Like, what the is going on? And he's just giving me these nonchalant answers. I'm getting irritated at this point, so now I gotta cuss because I feel like you're not hearing me. What the fuck are you doing? Like, why the fuck are you not applying to, like, looking for daycares? This thing was like, and I'm not going to look for no daycares either. I gotta scoop Nasir back up because he don't want to do his part as a dad. You had him for 2 months acting like you looking for daycares. This whole time, y'all, he was portraying the image like, oh yeah, I'm looking for daycares. Oh yeah, I seen one on da-da-da-da. Even gave me a lady's name. Mind you, this lady is in like, she's miles away. Like, what the hell? That's not even the worst part. One time Nasir went over there, I have pictures of him sending me a picture of Nasir on this mattress on the floor that had stains on them. My baby just didn't look kept up. He just looked like it was just like, here you go the rest of that. And I don't care for stuff like that. A kid, they're not going to know that they're being mistreated or getting half-assed until they get a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? But I'm my son's protector, and I vouch for Nasir. I speak for him. I'm his voice. I'm all of that. I don't give a damn. Y'all, it's really crazy. This man would real life put hand-me-down drawers from his oldest son on my son and send him home. You think I'm not going to notice that? I done had Nasir for 6 whole years, okay? I know when drawers look old. Nasir probably got a pair of underwear from a year ago. Even them drawers don't even look old. So you can't tell me that those was not hand-me-down drawers. He would stand me up and down and tell me them drawers was not hand-me-down. Mind you, they saggy as fuck. They're not even Nasir size. So you can't tell me they're not hand-me-down. I know my child. Those drawers are old. These are drawers that you would find because I don't know why they do this, but some drawers, if you ever go to the thrift store, you see that they accept drawers and bras and socks. I don't know why. Certain things I don't think should be thrifted, but whatever. These are drawers that you would see that's in the thrift store. These are drawers that have been worn for years. Like, come on. It becomes ridiculous. Like, he doesn't go to any of his doctor's appointments. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I think he's been to maybe 3 appointments. Nasir 6. So y'all do the math. Probably 1 to 2 dentist appointments. Nasir just had major eye surgery. He didn't come. He calls me when Nasir goes after Nasir went under the anesthesia. Mind you, I've been told this man. I have text messages of me telling this man, oh, surgery is ... day. Surgery is this time. Surgery is that time. This is the location. He called me like, oh man, sounded like he lying. Oh, I just got in a car accident. Yeah, they want me to go to the hospital. You're a grown man. And if we're being technical, I think you have about 3 months to a year, actually, in the state of Maryland to go to the hospital to get care for a car accident that you're in. It didn't sound like nothing major because I can hear him smoking a cigarette. I can hear him spitting. I can hear him in a calm state. It was a fucking fender bender. He didn't go in there when he was put under. He didn't come there when he woke up. But yet, he ran around with his bald-headed mama. A few hours later, you call me and you riding around with your mama. Way to prioritize. There's always some excuse. Nasir's in swim class now. Nasir's been to maybe 5 swim classes at this point. He's only made it to 1.5. And I say 1.5 because just last Saturday, he came like 2 to 5 minutes before Nasir was about to get out the water. Keep in mind the class is only 30 minutes. So make it make sense. He's never on time to anything. When it's time to take Nasir to school, when I allowed him to be a dad and, let Nasir experience his dad picking him up and dropping him off, guess what? It's time for school. He's dropping them off 9:45, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, close to lunchtime. And these are not words of myself, because the teacher will pull me up and ask me, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, everything's okay. Oh, I just wanted to talk to you because Nasir's dad, he's bringing him times that are just not, circle time is very important. And if you're bringing him close to lunch, if you're bringing him after 9:45, the important stuff is already done. So maybe you should probably have a word with him. And I'm having to tell the teachers, this is not the first teacher though. Kindergarten teacher and the preschool teacher. I'm having to apologize, like, I do apologize. I'm working, so I'm giving dad the opportunity to be dad, and he's obviously not doing it right. So the teachers would tell me they're not comfortable talking to him. He's not approachable. Nasir would literally have a bad day. Say if it's a Friday, right? Or say if it's Thursday, but Nasir's with him all week. But the teachers told me that they would wait until they see me. So say if he got in trouble Thursday and they don't see me until next Thursday, they would literally tell me that he got in trouble last Thursday, that next Thursday, because they don't want to approach his dad. They say he's not approachable. He just doesn't seem like he wants to speak to them or talk to them. So you mean to tell me Nasir's had a bad day, and you don't even know that he's had a bad day because the teachers don't even like talking to you? So I know it just ain't me. I know it's just not me. These are teachers saying, we know the difference when Nasir's at dad's house, and we know when Nasir's at your house. Because when Nasir comes from dad's house, Nasir feels like he wants to do whatever he wants to do, and he doesn't have such a good day. His attitude is way different. It's very poor. They don't use that word, but basically to sum it up, that's what they're saying. Like, Nasir has a poor attitude when they know that he's with dad. But when he's with me, it's a total switch from when they see me drop him off and when dad drops him off. Dad don't even walk him in the building. Dad will come in, sign him in, and let him walk by himself. I know that's trying to show some sign of independence, but let's be for real. I just feel like the people who keep your kids, those need to be the first people that you need to have eye contact with. You need to speak to them. You need to let them know, like, I am very present and I will pop up if need be. And if I need to come here, I will come here. He didn't give that. Like, you don't even know what type of person your child is around. Say if I miss something, right? But you drop him off and you feel like something ain't right about that teacher, but I couldn't catch it, but you caught it. You wouldn't even know because he don't make any interactions with the teacher. So I'm explaining to him, like, the teacher says, like, you're not approachable. Like, maybe you should, maybe speak to the teachers or something like that. He's like, oh, you tell that bitch, I'll cuss that out. Like, I said, you're going to cuss the teacher out because they're saying that you're not approachable and they don't feel comfortable telling you about Nasir's day. That's what I be talking about with the accountability. It just don't be making no sense with him. Like, why? No, this is probably about to get cut short because I can't run everything down to y'all. It's too many years. Last summer, I was traveling all over the place. I took me and Nasir to Puerto Rico vacation. So I'm like, okay, we got the vacation out the way. I linked back up with my old friend or whatever. And then this girl was just like, we up and out. We on flights left and right. So I'm just like, okay, it's summertime. Like, Nasir can still go to daycare when, I leave Nasir with his dad. So I'm like, he can still go to daycare when you have things to do. So drop him off at a certain time, pick him up at a reasonable time, So when I'm calling back home, everything seems like it's okay or whatever. I just learned that my son is this type of person under distress, right? So when my son is under distress and he's at a certain place, he's not gonna tell the truth. He's gonna say certain things so he doesn't feel like he's getting in trouble. I didn't realize that was going on until the summertime kind of ended. I was able to stay home and focus on things that I need to focus on. The school year's coming back, I focus on that. There was an incident where Nasir told me that his older sister, now keep in mind, his older sisters are late teenager ages. And I think his brother is about 12, 13, something like that. Nasir's 6, okay? First of all, I don't discipline Nasir a certain type of way, so I don't feel like anybody else should go out their way and discipline my child because I'm going to look at that as abuse. I don't give a damn who you are, what title you feel like you hold, because your auntie, because your sister, because your brother. I don't give a damn. I'm going to look at that as abuse because my son is not the type of child that need to have a belt on him. He doesn't need any of that. So there was a situation where Nasir told me, Daddy hit him with a belt.